cohesiveness of the group. For 4 quarters, we've been down, I think, the first quarter maybe every game, and second quarter find a way to ride it a little bit, and third and fourth quarter just defensively, I think our activity, our togetherness on that end of the court is just fueling everything we do. I thought a huge stretch of the game with Giannis and Chris both on the bench as 2 of our leaders, the way that group was able to play on both ends, I think sent us into the fourth quarter with a 4 or 6 point lead. That was just a huge stretch for us and our group, so really pleased with the way they played. I got to get ready to go back to Milwaukee and prepare and do it again.
Mark James, Nesson, and WEI Boston. Coach, what is, going back to that first game and what you guys have done the last 3 games, what would you attribute for this huge turnaround? You guys completely taken control of the series.
The word we've been using a lot is just our activity. Our activity on both ends of the court, but particularly defensively. I just think we're much more together, we're much more connected, we're helping each other, we're covering for each other, we're scrambling, and hopefully then taking care of the boards. And then I think, similarly on offense, hopefully we're moving a little bit more, playing with pace, obviously. Giannis in the pick and roll as a ball handler and screener's good. So I'd say our bench has been huge for us, particularly George Hill and Pat Connaughton, but I thought your son makes a bunch of big plays for us. So I think just collectively, I think the group's very together and playing really well.
Eric Name, The Athletic, but this whole year you've talked about depth and how much it can mean to the team. And a lot of times once the playoffs start, rotations get shorter. What do you think the bench has found, especially in that third quarter when they pull away here in the playoffs?
Well, hopefully it's some confidence that they've built up through the season. And I think certainly their teammates have a ton of confidence in them. The starters, believe in the bench, they support them. I think they work hard. I just think they're playing with a lot of confidence. And, George, again, we've been talking about it the last few days. I think his experience is showing, his understanding of the moment, and he's just making big plays for us. And I think he's really I would say he's keeping the whole group really in a good place, but particularly that second unit, I feel like George is doing a really good job of orchestrating things on both ends of the court with that group.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ, and Coach, you have done so well in the third quarter, but you got a lot of firepower on the bench during your third quarter. At that point, are you thinking we just got to keep it tight here, or were you thinking that was a group that might be able to even extend a lead?
Yeah, if we're honest, you see Giannis and Chris go to the bench, you're concerned, but certainly have a ton of confidence, like we've just been talking about, that group can play, and they can really guard, and I think enough of them are finding ways to make plays offensively, and you felt it kind of change, and that they were maybe going to be able to, not only hold it tight but extend it, and we actually rode them a little bit longer. We're thinking about bringing them, Chris or Giannis, back, and that group just finished the quarter really well.
Coach Antonis Kalkavouras from Gazeta.gr from Greece. Despite the fact that you finished with the best record in the regular season, you guys are the only team in the second round of the playoffs with 3 wins in a row, with 2 breaks, with 2 wins on the road, and with 3 straight games with the bench scoring more points than the opponent team. Do you think that all these things show that you're built for something special this year?
Well, certainly, the way that the team played during the regular season and now has played to this point in the playoffs is encouraging, but there's still a lot to be done. I think the group needs to stay, very hungry. We need to go back, look at the film. First quarters, we got to get better. But I think we all believe that this is a special group, and we're just really focused on the next game. And the mantra, we just get better every day. If we get better between now and Wednesday, if we get better from game 4 to game 5, that'll give us our best chance, and we'll just keep doing that day by day.
Go Matt, then Jeff, and then Ash.
Matt Velasquez, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. This is kind of a game where some teams might kind of get frustrated or sidetracked by the fouls, by the game not going their way. How do you guys maintain that poise?
Yeah, it's certainly not easy. There were times when it's just, I think we were frustrated, and all year we've been talking about, it just has to be about us, the best we can, including me. We need to just ignore the referees and ignore the fans, ignore whatever circumstances. Things aren't going our way. You got to pull together even more, and hopefully we've done it during the season. And I think there's a real belief that we just got to stay together, ignore anything that's happening outside of our group, and just keep our focus and keep grinding.
Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. Mike, when Giannis picked up his fifth foul, how difficult a decision was it to take him out then, and what went into the decision to sit him for the rest of the quarter?
Yeah, I think it was his fourth, but it was. And to be honest with you, I think keeping Giannis fresh is something that's important to us. So the point at which he picked up, I don't know, maybe he picked it up at the 8-minute mark, or was it the 4th? It's always hard to take out Giannis. Let's just start there. But I think at the end of the day, we also are conscientious of trying to keep him fresh, try and keep him, where he's got some juice left to finish the game. So he picks up his fourth. We felt like it's just, it's kind of a double whammy. Let's not let him get his fifth, but let's also keep him fresh. Let's give him a break, put him back in the game when appropriate. So it's because of just our normal subs and rotations. It wasn't as tough to take him out.
Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. I was going to ask, was there any circumstance under which you would have brought Giannis back in the third? And given that you got to the fourth in good shape, how big a sense of relief was that you had ridden out that stretch?
Yeah, no, it was certainly, I think it was a huge uplifter for our group to ride that stretch out and, not only just ride it out, but to extend the lead or take a lead into the fourth quarter. And, as we're talking with assistants, I think there was definitely considerations of bringing back either Giannis or Chris before the end of the third quarter. But that group played so well. They allowed us to keep both Chris and Giannis out of the game, and also, just getting prepared and ready for the fourth quarter.
Eric, last question. Eric Name, The Athletic. Bud, this is the last question, and we haven't talked about just how good Giannis was. The fact that he has 39 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists in a game on the road. Just obviously, I think it's tough to come up with words to describe it, but that's a pretty special performance.
Yeah, no, Giannis, it just, like you said, it's hard to find the words. What he does for our team, I think both ends of the court. He's so multifaceted, multidimensional, attacking in transition like a point guard, finding guys. I think, the kick out to Brook was a huge three. His assists are huge. He gets to the free throw line. He's made 2 threes again tonight. He's just doing everything. And certainly don't want to take him for granted. His teammates appreciate him. The coaches, myself. He's special. But, he's very hungry. He wants more. And he's playing that way. Thank you.